Good morning students. Welcome to your computer class. In today's class we will discuss about jump statements which already you have learned in your class 9 syllabus, right? So this class is nothing but a revision of that class. So let's start. At first we need to know what is jump statement. This is a statement which transfers the flow of control from one statement to another in a program. In Java we have three jump statements: break, continue and return. So in today's class we will discuss about these three jump statements one after another. So let's start with break. Break statement is a statement which is used to transfer the control either from the switch or from the loop to the statement following the containing block. The containing block means if it is in switch then switch block, if it is in loop then loop block. When we use break statement in switch, it causes an exit from the switch body and sends the control to the statement following the switch construct. If break statement is not used, what will happen? The control will pass to the statement for the next case and the remaining statement in the switch case construct will execute. That means break statement actually prevents fall through. If we don't use break, control will fall down to execute the remaining statement after the matching case. Now when we use break in loop, it skips any code after it and it terminates the loop, bypassing the normal loop conditional test and passes the control to the statement following the loop body. Let's see. Int I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 10. System.out.println I plus equal to 2. So this loop is going to be executed 5 times to print first 5 odd numbers. First time I is 1, which is less than equal to 10. It is printing I, means it will print 1. Then I plus equal to 2 means I's value will be updated by plus 2. It is getting 3. For 3 also condition is true. It is printing 3 in the next line. Then plus 2 for 5, true, 5. Then plus 2, 7, true, 7. Then plus 2, 9, true. Then plus 2, 11, not true, false, loop will terminate. Now if I write here, if I is equal to 5, then break. So what will happen? For one value of I, condition is true, this is not true. This statement will execute, it is updating the value of I by 2. Then for 3, this condition is true, control will come here. 3 is not equal to 5, no, break will not execute, will print 3. So 1 and 3 will be displayed in 2 lines. Then plus 2 for 5. For 5, this condition is true and this condition is also true. For the true of this condition, break will execute, which will terminate the execution of this loop. That means 5, 7 and 9 will not be printed for the output of this program. Clear? Now we will learn continue statement. So continue statement is a statement which can be used in a loop, not in switch. Continue statement is used to send the control to the beginning of the containing loop and forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping any code following the continue statement in a loop body. It behaves differently in while, do while and in for loop. When it is used in while and do while loop, it sends the control to the conditional expression that controls the loop. And in case of for loop, control goes to the iteration expression first, means update expression, then to the conditional expression. So let's see. If I write here continue, what will happen? For 1, this condition is true, this is not true, it will print 1. Then plus 2 for 3. For 3, this condition is true, this is not true, continue will not execute, will print 3. Then plus 2 for 5. For 5, this condition is true, loop will execute. But for 5, this condition is also true. So I 5 is equal to 5 for true, this continue will execute now. For the execution of this continue statement, these 2 lines which are after the continue statement will not execute inside the loop, and continue will send the control to the conditional expression because this is while loop. And in condition, again this i's value, we are not updating the value of I, that means I retains its previous value which is 5. For 5, the last time condition was true, now also this condition is true. And for 5, here also the condition is true, this continue will again execute. Again for 5, this is true, this is true. Again 5, this true, this true. That means this loop is going to be executed infinite times. So this is infinite loop. I have made the loop to execute for 5 execution, but due to the execution of this continue statement, the loop is becoming infinite loop. Clear? Now in case of do while loop also same thing will happen. But in case of for loop, let me convert this loop to for. For initialization expression, condition is less than equal to 10 and this is update statement which will come here. Now this loop will also execute 5 times But when we are using I is equal to 5 for continue, what will happen? First time I is 1, for 1 this condition is true, this is not true, continue will not execute, it will print 1. Then for 3 also this is not true, it will print 3. Then for 5, this condition is true, continue will execute. Now here in for loop, continue will not send the control to this conditional expression. It will send the control to this update expression where the value of I will be updated by plus 2. That means 5 plus 2 for 7. That's why for 5 value of I, this print will not execute to print the value of 5. Now next time when the value of I is 7, for that condition is true, it is not true, continue will not execute, so print will execute to print 7. And for 9 also, println will execute 9. And for 11, this condition is false. So it will print 1, 3, 7 and 9 in 4 lines. So this is the difference between continue in while do while and continue in for. When we use continue in for, it sends the control to the update statement. Why? Because for loop is fixed iterative loop. That means if the loop has been made to execute for 10 times, regardless of the execution of this continue statement, loop will execute 10 times. But in case of while and do while loop, you have made the loop to execute for 10 times, but due to the execution of the continue statement, it may execute more than 10 times or for infinite times. Clear? So now we will find out what is the difference between break and continue. Break statement can be used in loop and in switch construct, but continue statement can only be used in loop construct. Break statement terminates the execution of the switch body or loop body in which it belongs to, but continue statement begins the next iteration of the loop in which it continued. Break statement sends the control to the statement following the containing block, but continue statement sends the control to the beginning of the containing loop. Clear? So these are the 3 differences between break and continue. Now we will discuss about the last jump statement, which is return statement. This is used to return the control from the containing function to the caller. So return statement inside a method can be used to terminate the execution of the method and makes the method return immediately to the caller. Caller means the function from where this method is called. Generally, return statement is used to return a value from a method to its caller. Suppose a method is there called void method. Void, if you will see. Some lines are here, and if I write here return. So this will terminate the execution of the function and it sends the control to the caller method. As this is void function, we cannot return any value from this void function. But if it is non-void function like int function, so that time with return we have to give one integer value which will be returned to the caller like 5 or any variables value. So that is the difference between return and return value. Return we can use in void function, which is not essential. We can use, may not use. If we use return statement, it will terminate the execution of the void function. But in case of returnable function, you have to write return statement with a value which need to be returned from the function. And that value's data type should be matched with the return type of the function. Clear? So I hope you understood this 3 type of jump statement. One more jump statement is there, which is called system.exit 0. So this is a jump statement which is used to terminate the execution of your application. Application means your full program. Your program may contain a number of classes. Each class may contain a number of functions, but due to the execution of this system.exit 0, your full application or program will be terminated. Clear? So you understood break, return and exit. Break is used to terminate the switch block or loop block. Return statement is used to terminate the execution of the function in which return belongs to, and system.exit will terminate the execution of full application or program. I hope you understood all this type of jump statements. Now it is clear to you. You can practice the programs where you have used this return, break, continue and system.exit sometimes to make yourself understand about this. So today up to this much. See you in our next class. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.